right now. Let's record it so I can always chop it up and use it as shorts. All right, I'm streaming live. Hello, hello, hello. Just doing some housekeeping. I want to be able to share this page. Okay, I've verified that I do have video. Video rather, and audio. Hi, Sam Tobert, Sound of Joy Music Services. And this is going to be a fun stream right now. Going to let you see some of the things that we are planning for 2023. And you may see some of this before the year stops. So just give me a chance to copy this link and I'm going to share it on my Facebook page. As you can see, we're still in the holiday season, so we're keeping that stream up. Let's go and share this link. Come in and say hi. I forgot to post that. When you do come in, let me know who you are and where you're from. There we go. And now let's share this to my group. There we are. All right. How's everyone doing? You can see I'm in the hoodie wear. It's part of the new concept, uh, and it's also merchandise. Put it $5 away. Many of you, if you're watching the weather, you're seeing that for this time of season, in the middle of the country and going towards the east, there is a huge cold front coming. So to keep the energy cost low, you got to cover up when you're in the house. It's not freezing where I am, but you know that's the whole concept. Happy holidays to you, of course. Happy Hanukkah to those that are in the Festival of the Lights, um, and coming for those from our uh, African community, Kwanzaa, which will be coming in on next week. Happy that also. Happy holidays, I think is the way to cover everybody without offending anybody. Again, we're a Sound of Joy Music Services. I'm Samuel Tolbert. I have been on the YouTube streets, you might say, since 2006. By my last count, I'm over 1,200 videos here on YouTube. So if you see me now promoting that I am the number one gospel music instructional site, that I have to say, if you go over 1,000 videos, you can lay claim to that, and you're going to see with what I have coming in the future why I'm going to hold on to that title until someone knocks me off. I think I'm probably the only site where you can make a request and get a same day video of your request made real time. So let me just now thank those who are coming in. And I've got more on the horizon. More than just music. I'm just checking something on my left. Coming in. Just typing some things up. Checking my spelling. Yep, left out. Oh, we're gonna do some music also. That's not an issue. Thank you for coming in. Let me know who you are and where you're from. Got that right. So, what's happening in 2023 with Sound of Joy channel? We're expanding a lot of our offerings. Still, we're going to be doing instrumental music. I think the instrumental music helps with giving the musician a look, visual look of how you can take any song, be it a hymn, spiritual, traditional, um, even a CCM song, and turn it into a solo piece. That's why my instrumentals are there. The early part of my time on Facebook, I was just posting every song that I knew that was active and in use in the particular church or churches that I came through as a church musician. I am a retired church musician. I was my ministry in music began in the church, my home church in New York City at age 17 and spanned three different denominations: Church of God in Christ, the Baptist denomination, and ended my last 19 years in the United Methodist Church. So I had a well birth of styles of music that were common during my time. Now, today, the music has changed from the time that I, what you say, exited stage right. I think that's the way you go. The music was changing over to a more Midwestern sound, country sound, if you want to call it. What do they call it? Contemporary Christian sound. So now that does not mean what I learned in my previous 40, I'm gonna say 46 years. I got to go back and look. I think I retired in 2018. In August 2018 was my last official time. 2018 from 2007. So yeah, 45 years, or 45 years plus. But the music was changing over, and not that I could not play it, but I found that it was lacking a lot of the ingredients of the traditional gospel sound. So you'll see a lot of my videos are trying to keep that gospel sound current, make it by current, not allowing it to just fade into the abyss of music or be pushed aside or covered over, but let you see where you can still be effective as a musician playing the actual traditional sound, which a lot of churches have transitioned from, if that's the correct word to use, but still it is a relative sound. Like jazz is always going to be jazz. Jazz from its inception is still played now. Musicians are a lot more fluent in how they approach it, but you know when it's a jazz tune, just like you know when you're playing a gospel tune. So that's what I'm looking at doing with my channel, is to keep the actual traditional sound of gospel alive, my era of the 1970s up to when I stopped, it was 2018. So that's a wide spread of music. I want to see who's joined us and what's coming in the future, because life is about growth. You can't just be, as I say, planted. And I put that song, I shall not be moved, just like the tree that's planted by the water. I shall not be moved. No, I do move. I move faster than you think is possible. A lot of what I'm doing now, I thought about 40 years ago. Technology and the cost didn't allow me to project that. So now I'm delving into what do I want to be doing in my future. In my future. So I'm going to give you a picture of what that's going to look like. Let's go to what I call what I want to do when it comes to live sessions. This is what 2023 is going to look like. Live sessions. Fun with scales. I have found that when I open up every video that I do, it's always opening up with the traditional major scale. Every now and then I'll throw in the harmonic minor scale or the minor scale to showcase where the chords are coming from in that particular song. But it's never fun. It's always for the first 30 seconds to a minute or so. And every now and then I'll throw in a little trickery in playing it to sort of keep the interest in those of you who are viewing it before we get to the actual song. Well, I said I need to make scales fun for the learning gospel musician. So I'm going to do a series. It's going to be live because and as you see, I'm on at in the East Coast time around 3:28 now. I think I started this live around 3:20. I'm going to be positioning these lives in different times of the day. It may be when I first get up in the morning at 7 o'clock. I'm up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'm the Uber driver for my granddaughter, and by the time I get back home, it's 8:30. After I run around and do what I'm going to do. So I may do a live stream at 9 o'clock in the morning for an hour, fun with scales. Let's see what that page is going to look like. I believe this is it. So that's what that page is going to look like. You're going to see that image. C scale is going to be the first one we're going to cover, and I'm going to show you all the things that you can do in C to make playing scales so much fun. And then you're going to find out that the way I'm going to do it, you're going to hear the different modes of all the other scales just from the C major scale. Again, I, I make a study. I was listening to the other teachers on YouTube who I went to professional, have gone through the route of being a professionally trained musician. And when they show me something that I haven't learned, I haven't either learned or saw in a book, I gravitate to that and I go, I didn't know that. Now that I know that, how can I get that over to you? And what can you, as the community that I have worked on growing here, how can you benefit from that? And I'll show you some of that when I do my promo with you here live with where is it now? Da, 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 da. With this one. So that's going to be fun for me because that means I begin to create it live, and of course, um, try to get feedback from those who do view it either live or as a replay, and let me know. Can you cover this? Can you cover that? Go ahead and go through all the keys. We're going to go from C to B chromatically, and I'm going to show you the technique I use to get so comfortable playing in all those keys. Next, chords for days. Now, you've watched my videos and you'll see me make up a chord while I'm playing. I'll play it basic first, then I always say, here's your home chords. These are the chords that, as I often try to use an analogy, if you know your way home, you can never get lost. So if I give you the home chords to any song, before you extend yourself beyond those chords, and if you get out there and you're lost, you can always come back to the home chords, and no one will ever know that you were lost. And then you can again venture out. So I'm going to give you the technique that I've used, being able to play the home chords and then venture out, because your traditional 88 key keyboard or piano has every key out there for a reason. I use a 76 key keyboard when I play now because of the cost of it. It was cheaper than I could afford, but I do have a Korg Chrome that has 88 keys. I may bring that one in just for some of those videos to let you see the range of keys that you can go to and how you can manipulate them musically, because this is all about music. It's not magic, it's music. Next on my live sessions, song breakdowns. Now, I have a song that I was asked to do now for a one of my um, viewer requests, which I'm going to be making after this live. I Won't Let You Fail by Helen Miller. Never heard the song before, so I did a quick listen to, which is what I do when it's a song I'm requested that I've never heard, and immediately I heard the quartet sound. I heard major, minor, major, major, minor, which is the quartet sound. I heard the voicing of the choir members because it's a choir behind the lead singer. Already, I'm breaking down the song just by listening to it. That is a concept that I developed over the years of being given in my day a blank cassette tape and being asked to learn this song, and that was it. I wasn't given any direction. I wasn't given a sheet music breakdown of the song. This is the one, this is the four, this is the five. No, here's the tape. And by the way, there's five more songs on the tape. Learn those two for the next choir rehearsal. I'm going to break down that concept for you so that you can be able to do that for yourself and get to the point where you don't have to ask me anymore. You'll be able to say, hey, I want to learn this song. I hear it's in the key of D minor. I hear it's using a seventh chord around this part of the song, but there's some intricate stuff that the keyboard player is doing. That's where I want you to be able to say, hey, what is the keyboard playing? I know what the chord is, but how did he do that lick? How did he do that run? And I'll be able to tailor my lessons more to the intricate stuff versus the basic chording of a song. That'll be and this will be done live. We'll be able to pull a song in and again play around the YouTube copyright infringement stuff. Uh, I'm working on that, but you see that's coming. Next is build a song. That's going to be, I think, a fun part of coming live. I want to get the musicians into the point where you can actually create your own songs. And what we will do live, and of course those that see the replay will see the replay, we're going to create a song. Could be a praise song, could be a basic hymn, and we're going to show you how you bridge or how you build the bridges from an intro into a verse, into a chorus, into a vamp, and into the end of a song. After all these years of every song I've ever had to learn, once the finished product is handed to me in the form of a cassette or of a song, I listen to every part of a song. How did they start it? Why did they start it here? What chords are they using? How do they transition from this part to that song? I try to cover that in a lot of my videos, but because I make it between 8 to 10 minutes when it's a request, I leave out a lot. I get you into the song and tell you, go back to the video and you'll hear where these chord changes are happening. I want to be able to show that the way that that's being done. I'm going to pause right now and let's take you back to my live page. So the concept will be that we're looking to create new content because the algorithm of YouTube has pushed me up in some of the other places where I've never been, where I can actually see, and they let me see on the YouTube algorithm that, hey buddy, how you doing? They are now letting me see that we've pushed you up. You've got 5,000 new viewers because your content is now being pushed up. Well, those 5,000 new viewers might not be all about gospel music. So yeah, I'm going to look at playing some of the other songs that may not be gospel, what may not be jazz, may not be classical, but it may be a song that may be popular for the day. So do I listen to, I'll say the name, Taylor Swift? Yes, I do. Because when she puts out a song and she's got 4 million views in the first 30 minutes, because I'm a subscriber, so I do get notified, I go, okay, what did she do in this song that 4 million people in the first 30 minutes are listening to it? And I listen and I go, minor, major, major, minor. And of course the melody. Concept. It's not hard. Once you know the concept, it's like if you know how to make biscuits, can't nobody tell you you can't make biscuits with, you have to use flour to make biscuit all the time. But you can use, or that has to be just a traditional, you can use a sweet potato to make a biscuit. You could use what the other kind of biscuits that they make. My daughter cooks, so she makes sweet potato biscuits. Nice, but too sweet for me sometimes. But the concept is that once you get the understanding of what's happening in a song that it resonates with the majority of people, you want to know from a musician standpoint, what are the ingredients? What did they use? And where did they place chords in a way that it can be heard like that? Let's go back to our what I call the works page. This is where the work gets done. Hey, there you go. One of my lights there. Here we go. More phone calls from spammers. Hopefully you don't hear that ringing in the back. Yeah, it's more spammers. So hopefully you don't hear that ringing in the background. I'll keep talking, play a little music. When you okay, I'll leave that on. I have another thing running in the background. When I talk about fun with scales, that's when you get to sit down to your piano where your hands are now free to develop what do you want to do with your scales. The practice that I used to use and just throw a chord on it. These are the things that I'm going to be doing with fun with scales. Scales is more than just playing this. It's about where in your mind you make up what you want to do. When you can, in your mind, picture what you want to do, and then you can immediately let your hands, as they say, just start to do it. So is this out of the book? No, this is out of the head of what I've encapsulated in what I'm thinking about. All that is just practicing, getting my fingers comfortable with moving across the keyboard, and then I'm also hearing the notes that are there, chromatic notes. There we go. Which fingers are going to hit the notes? And of course you do it slowly. And you can now manipulate, which is all I'm doing, is manipulating the notes that are found on a keyboard. Now, of course, the left hand is basically your bass hand. All of that is just manipulating the notes so that you can get what I call your fingers warmed up, your mind thinking, splitting both hands. Because once you get that independent thought going on in your head, it becomes easier for you to hear what's happening in other music, and then you can start to pick it up. kind of a bad example right there, but you get the idea. You are always trying to become better than you were the last time that you sat down in front of your instrument. And that's what some of these newer live sessions are going to do. Going to give you I'm gonna call them tricks. Now, nothing I do is a trick. It's a technique that either I've watched someone else do in my past, if they let me see it, or that I've recently watched on YouTube, because I'll learn from what someone else is doing. They want to tell me about these chords. James Bond. If you watch James Bond, that's all it is. That's all it is. I just mix it up. Scales. Once you get more comfortable with it, all of a sudden you'll find out what you've been missing. Let me see. Let me see. For those in my era, Batman theme, the cartoons, for years I'm saying, how are they doing that? Until I learned about. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You trying to tell me it's that easy? Baby Shark. That's all I'm going to do because it's gonna it's gonna trigger YouTube. But that's how easy. And I'm still gonna see scales, chromatic scales. So you're always gonna learn not just the major, but the chromatic scale. Because the more notes you know, the more chords you can add. So that's what that's going to be. Let me switch my scene. Let's go back to. I got to put some music in there, otherwise you won't watch. So, but that's the direction. That is the direction. Now, getting back to the sessions, build a song is going to be more than just building the actual um, melody and the chordings and then have the song put together. But we're going to create sheet music and we're going to use Pro Tools, which is one of the DAWs that I use. I'm contemplating investing in other DAWs. Again, as you share my videos and support by buying some merchandise. Again, I got to keep the merchandise thing going so that I can push it out there. As your support grows and you share my videos with all your musician friends and everyone in your sphere of music, it increases the YouTube monetization of my page. I'm going to grift a little bit now. What that allows me to do is to invest in software subscriptions. No one likes to just sell you now software and then you buy the updates. Now you got to subscribe to it and the updates come free. So I am a Pro Tools subscriber. I pay the monthly subscription for the upgrades, which used to cost me anywhere from $100 to $150 every time they did an upgrade. So now I get them by a monthly subscription. So we're going to use Pro Tools and perhaps Studio Logic. That's the next one I'm looking at getting. Not Studio Logic, but Logic Pro. That's the next software may invest in. That's a full price for that one. And Studio Logic. Those three, I think, are the major ones that people are using. I did look at Fruit Loops, a site on their site. I'm kind of questioning that, but I'm more comfortable with Pro Tools, and I'm still getting more comfortable as I'm doing the different things there. So you're going to see this, my Pro Tools page, and as we begin to create a song, we're going to create the track. So let's say we Let's go to tenor sax. Let me just verify that tenor sax is active. All right, so the tenor sax is active. That will always be one of the instruments that we'll use, either sax or flute, that will harness, that will hold our melody. So I'm gonna give you a sample of what it's gonna look like to create an actual song, and this will be done live so that you can participate in it. Let's go to our Pro Tools page. Tenor sax is done. Let's see, I've got a slow thing there. So we're going to create something right now. In the key of C. Let's see what we come up with. I'm just going to throw some melodies together. That's a slow melody. Let's see what we can do. All right. I don't see nothing showing up on the why is there nothing showing up? Why is there nothing showing up? Oh, there it is. And already I don't like that. Whatever I just did there, I don't like it. But what happens is that you go into it, and I'm going to do a delete. For some reason, though, I'm not seeing the MIDI. Oh, that's why I don't see it. All right, we'll try this again. I'm going to change the tempo. That's too slow for me. Let's go to 91. That's the tempo. And try and make this a little more perkier than what I just did. Let's see, we got much perkier. So there is our MIDI track we just laid. Again, I just started playing some notes, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this live. So we're going to turn off the record on that. Turn on the record on our piano. Now we got to figure out what I'm doing. I now have to hear it again so I can see what was I doing there. Yeah, my chair likes to drop on me. Okay, sounds like I was doing jazz there. So let's put in a nice piano track. 2, 3, 4. Chasing it around, but now we've got all made using software, and of course it can all be changed. Mistakes can be taken out of it without a problem. this looking too. There we go. Expand this just a bit. So there's our melody, there's our chords. And if we wanted to add a bass on that, let's add a bass. Take this hoodie off, can't hear the bass. Why is my bass so low? Okay, there it is. So, and now we'll add a bass to it. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, bass. So I can't do any of the bass on that because it was so randomly done. It makes no sense. So what we do is we delete, 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 and we go back and let's do this backwards. Let's do the piano first, then add the bass, and then add our saxophone. And we'll go jazz with this, up, down number, and we'll do the standard, what is it? The standard 8-bar blues. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. 8-bar blues piano in the key of C. Ah. 2, 3. Change that again. Start in the middle and do it in the key of C. And here we go. Stop right there. So now, standard 8-bar blues. Let's throw our bass in there. Again, when you know where you're going, it's easy to get there. 2, 3, 4. Got to time this correctly. It's coming in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and bass G. Alright, got a better pattern to work with. Let's bring up that bass track just a little bit. Again, this is what's going to be happening. Live sessions coming in 2023. Let's take the bass off. Now we'll bring in our tenor saxophone and let it just have its way. Let's see if I can figure this out. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and there we go. So now let's let's slide all of this over. 2, 3, and. Now, what happens in this environment also? If you want a MIDI file of what I just did, I am able to save this, create it into a MIDI file, and share it with you, my subscribers. That is the other part of what is coming in the future. So we're going to make songs. We're going to learn how to use Pro Tools from where I am right now. I've got to take these off. Pro Tools. We're going to learn how to save it to a DAW. I jumped ahead a little bit on that. We're going to look at software review. I've already reviewed. Let me see. I've reviewed VSG Guys gospel keyboard software. I'm probably calling it wrong. I have to look it up, but the videos are there on this channel. I've reviewed the Hammond BX3 software, which gives you that Hammond organ sound. You've seen the videos on that. I've reviewed the Grand Rhapsody piano. I've got videos on that. With your support in supporting me by viewing, and if you purchase any merchandise, another gift, I will be able to invest in a much stronger computer. I've rebuilt a 2012 MacBook that I had. I've already rebuilt that and upgraded it with more 1 gigabyte hard drive and 16 gigabytes of memory. So it's powerful enough now to be able to be my mobile computer in case I want to go and do some live sessions in a different part of, not use the studio, but I want to be able to put some software on that for also doing the same kind of content creation. And lastly, Patreon. I do have a Patreon site. It is active. I haven't been promoting it like I want to, but as the viewership grows, I want to be able to take advantage of what the Patreon site offers to you and offers to me. There are some songs I cannot do breakdowns on because of their sensitivity in the copyright infringement field, but on Patreon, I would be able to do anything I want and have more content, be able to show the actual recording of the video and then break it down even more. Patreon is a site which allows you to be like a subscription. It will probably be at $5 a month. I'm grifting a little bit. That's okay. Everyone else is taking advantage of Patreon site. But there you will get the clean content, or I won't have to cut it down to just 8 minutes or break it up and now and then and talk through it. But I'll be able to show you the exact chords that is being used on the album and how they are placing it. That'll be for 2023. I'm going to create videos first. This way I will have my own warehouse of videos. I probably the last 500 videos I have done, I have stored them on a 2 gigabyte hard drive. So for reference purposes, this allows me to go back, look at those videos, and take from them different pieces that I can post on the Patreon site. Some of those videos didn't make it to YouTube, but there's still some valuable content information in that. I'll be able to post those, and you will be, as a patron member, will be able to have access to those videos 24 hours a day and save them to your hard drive. You won't need to go online. They will be on your hard drives in your various sites, or you can, again, they become your property. I'll put it like that, because you will be supporting me with your donations, in a sense, and how you put that word, as a patron. So you will get free MIDI files. I have over 150 MIDI files you haven't heard yet, and I can create them or as you can see, create them on the fly. I could make a video of a MIDI file of any lesson song that has I've already created in the past, and make it a MIDI file where you can now put it in any key in your own home. If you have the meticulous software, you can actually load it in there and change it to any key. So if I did a song in E flat, you won't have to ask for it in D flat, just in meticulous or in any other um, MIDI player software. Change the key right there, and you'll see the notes light up. And you won't need me. I'll put it like that. But you will need me to be the one to create them for you. That's what the future of Sound of Joy will be. Also, also, as I say, I am not all work and all play and a dull boy. I have a I will be pushing my channel here where I also play video games. Now I love playing this one. Where I can go in and entertain some of our younger audiences or even some of our musicians that just need to be able to relax themselves. This is what I do as a way to relax my head when I'm not doing music. I go right in here and I find somebody to, as they say, have a beef with. I am not there. Let's see where. I think Proving Ground, is that when I go into Faction Wars? My team's still there. Where are we? This is my current team in Faction Wars. Oh, I hate fighting with the ladies because they're the hardest to win. So let's go to play. We'll do a normal match. I won't use Rey Mysterio. I like finding the lesser persons to go against the top tier, because that makes me work. This guy's only got 80 high flyer. Let's get him. Big E, nope. He's a 91, 80 against a 91. This is what I like to do. I like to. And again, for some of you, this content might not be up your alley. But just to give you an idea, this is where I'm going to be taking this channel. Because it's got to be more than just this. Now, you're not hearing the background music because it does interfere with the algorithm. When you hear that music in the background, there is a way for me to cancel the music, but I'm just giving you an idea of what's coming for this channel. Skip the scene. But this is some of the things I do to relax myself. And yes, I do get beat. But the times that I'm not beat, it's because I spend the time to practice and to think about what I'm doing. So right now, I'm getting whooped. Let's throw him out the ring. Oh, he's too strong. There we go. Yes, I do work on that. Oh, sometimes I mess up too. But for those who are not wrestling fans, you won't appreciate this. But I'm looking at and growing my viewer content. So I may do this, as I say, if I don't create a new page for doing this type of content, then I'll post them here. for pure entertainment, because you need to have something. You can't be a dull boy, as they say. As you can see, I'm getting whooped really bad here because I picked someone who is not your top tier for a reason, so that I can learn to win. It's all about the concept of, let me see, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There we go. Learning how to adapt. Bring him up. And no, I'm not going to pin him because he's too strong for that. But let's get out of here. All right, we got him right here, right? No, get him. We got him. Oh, missed again. I want to get out of the ring. Out of the ring. No, that's not what I want to do. Got to remember my moves. There we go. You know you're not going to pin him. Out of the ring. That's where I want to go. Or right here. There we go. So I want to do that too. But I want to get out of the ring. And down. There we go. Just to show you. And let's catch him. Nope. Run. Just to show you that this is the type of activities that happens when I am not doing music, because you need to have that moment, that time to break, especially now that the cold weather is coming. I won't be riding my bike. I won't be shooting any baskets inside the ring. Thank you. When he comes in, you knock him out. Knock him out. And stomp. 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 Oh, I'm going to catch that one. Again, this is for my youthful audience that I'm looking to grow still. I think he's got me now. Just got out of it. Top rope. Dive. So, yeah, I am not all about music. I am not. I believe in having a good time and enjoying everything I possibly can. So you will see a lot of aspects of not just me, but all the different things I could possibly do. As I said, I just rebuilt my, or did upgrade on my Mac 2012, and brought a new era of life to it. I updated the latest, not the latest, the next level of software to it. I just want to show you that it is, that's my 2012 MacBook Pro. It is now functional. Before it was in a bag with an old level of software, which I was saving for some old equipment that I have. But I believe in now that you should always look to upgrade. And I am looking at waiting for the next Mac M1 to come out, the next level of, so that I can get a larger hard drive, which means I can now invest in Keyscape and in Omnisphere and in all those tremendous software music packages that give that real studio quality sound to your productions. Not that you can not do it with what the Pro Tools stock and some of the other programs that I've had, but there'll be more music production. They'll be helping you get your music production out. There'll be MIDI files, again, to the Patreon site, and some breakdowns more in depth that you can download and make a part of your own library of lessons. And in the process, you will be learning how to become a better musician. Who joined us? I'm a fan of your piano playing. I am sending it to. Oh, I am. I guess because I am not a fan of gaming. Oh well, no. Again, I'm just I was just showing some of the things that I do and that I'm going to be making available on my page to reach a broader audience. As I say, you didn't hear any music behind um, you didn't hear any music behind that video or any talking, but I could actually record those videos of what I'm doing and put a soundtrack behind it. Now that'll be a fun thing for me to create my own soundtrack, and I can put any kind of a beat to it. Again, anything. In fact, I may look at just recording one of my. I do have some that I have recorded of of my practicing, trying to figure out, am I going to create a channel, because again, some sounds and some music is copyrightable. YouTube won't like it being played in the background. But if I can create my own music while the beat down is happening, you might say, that'll be another avenue that I can do musically and show this is how you can also take advantage of your gaming and create a soundtrack to go behind it. Music is such plays such a part in so much of what we do around the world and where we spend our time and how it actually calms us. Me playing video games is a been a part of my life since I had a young child that played them. I played with him, and I have not left that enthusiasm of sitting down to a new game and trying to use my mind to win. It's all about winning. And in music, you win all the time when you can create something. But yes, it's about having a good time musically. If you're late coming in, these are some of the things that you see there that I'm looking at doing in the future with live sessions, along with what else we got here? Let's change this scene. Still in the holiday season, so I go back to my holiday page. So these are the type of things that I'm looking at doing musically. Um, and always, I will always be asking the viewers, what do you want that I'm able to do? Some songs may be a little bit out of my range. I think one guy once had a song that was so contemporary that I said I can't do this on a 8 minute stream. I would have to really tear this song apart, which means that's a consultation, which has a fee to it. But if it's something that I can do that will enhance your playing, then that's what Sound of Joy has been about since the inception in 2006, and now going into our 2006 2023 17th year, going into our 17th year. And as technology allows me to offer more, that's what I'm going to do. This page you're looking at right now is the it's possible because I was able to upgrade my computer and now take advantage of the software that allows me to run a video in the background and have all these scenes that I can bounce to. This happens because of your support by watching my videos, and of course any donations that you I appreciate. Again, I try to give as much free instruction as I possibly can. I remember when I first got into doing VHS tapes with lessons on it, I had to charge a fee because I had to buy the tapes. I had to buy the camera to do the video, and but I would try to sell it as low cost. I would actually email out VHS tapes for free. Trying to think, I don't see any of them. I moved all that stuff around, but I would put a case around it. I would do the labeling, and I would send it. I would sell it for $20, which would be the cost of an hour lesson on a VHS tape. Until technology brought it to where I didn't have to now create it on a VHS tape, or went from VHS tape to DVDs. Kept the pricing the same. Even would do two DVDs for $20 if it took longer. Same packaging I would create. I don't see any of those things. Let me see. One here. Hold on a second. I had to go dig up one. This is This is how much I really cared about the community of musicians that I was dealing with. I would create a lesson, put it on the DVD, create the label. That's an old picture, probably 2006 of me. Now, this is an old one, but I would create the DVD until I got a printer that I can actually print what was on the lesson. But I would sell this one probably for $15. As you can see, this is an old case. I don't do this anymore because now I'm on live. But I learned how using software how to create. Let me see if I can get that to come in. You can't see that. All right, let's do it like this. But I would create the label. I bought the software and I would learn how to create the label, buy the cases, buy the DVDs. I've got a 5 burner DVD burner here I haven't used in years, but my intent was to get this information out to musicians, and I would ship it in the United States. I would only do the USA. It says 2011 on here. I have a copyright signature 2011 Sound of Joy Music Services. Wow, that's going on about 13 years, 10 years, 2022, 12 years so far, going to 12 years. Sorry, I was looking at this. This is so old. I had this as one of the old ones that I had, but I would actually sell these for $15, and in the United States, I would ship it for free. So I would make sure that I made as minimal as I can, at least cover the cost of the DVD, the case, and the paper and the ink. I would cover that cost just to get lessons out to musicians who were in locations where other musicians wouldn't help them. This one was out. This one was advanced shout techniques. I don't know if you can see that. The lighting in here is still difficult. Let's see the camera. There we go. That's what this one was. That was me back in 2006 and my Casio Privia. So I was always interested in helping the musician in a church to become proficient in what they're doing. That's what I was all about. And since technology has now brought me to a level where I can do it live, real time right now, I'm still looking to control the cost. Let me expend the cost for the equipment and pay it back in, as they say, pay it back on in time, but still be able to provide a service to the church musician. Again, no one took time with me as a youngster to show me anything. I'm interested in in-person lessons. Yes, you could do that through contacting me at my Gmail site. I'll put that here. Okay, that's my Gmail. Just contact me on my Gmail page, and we'll talk about it. I scrapbook, knit, sew, listen to gospel and quiet storm, R&B, genuine, so I understand. Oh, what state am I in? Oh, I'm in the state of New Jersey, northern New Jersey. What changed here? Oh, I changed. Let me go back here. Okay, I was wondering why that page popped up. My finger pushed my mouse, but no, that's the. I still offer Skype lessons. Working on doing YouTube in the future because not YouTube, Zoom. There we go. Bring my icons up. I'm looking at doing Zoom lessons where I can have multiple students. Yes, there'll be a charge, but it'll be a nominal charge to pay for the fact that I'm running a 900 gigabyte server, not server, but Ethernet for internet. So that cost is against additional cost, and then to make sure that these subscription fees I would have to pay to Zoom to host multiple people for over an hour can also be covered. So I'll be looking to cover my costs, and then anything additional would help pay for the upgrades, which I'm going to do in 2023, thanks to the support. of those who have been watching. Well, I've been on um, over an hour, I believe. Let me just check and see how long. Yes, already an hour now. And I've been live streaming on my Facebook page because I don't want to leave out the Facebook viewers who also keep up with me. Oh yeah, yeah, we kind of far away from Tennessee, but the internet has made it a very small world. And the Zoom lessons are not the Zoom lessons, but the Skype lessons are recordable by you. So you can actually record the Skype lessons and then save it on your hard drive for reference. And I make sure that when I do a Skype lesson, you get as much information about what you want to learn. If it's a song, you get the breakdown of the song, melody, scales, the intro, the intricate chords in it, that as much as I can put within that hour. Sometimes I go over, which is not a problem. If I got no one else scheduled, then you get that extra time and don't have to worry about being anything paying for it, because I do believe in giving more information than you require so that you won't have to be contacting me for the next couple of weeks. You go, okay, well, I will contact you when I've got this done. I've given enough, and I'll even send emails as a follow up. Hey, is there anything I didn't cover, or I missed something in the song? Here's this breakdown of chords they were doing there. I try to be as a very conscientious service provider. You're not just going to get a hit and run lesson through me. You will learn more than you want to know and then use that information on your next lesson. That's what I look to do. And because I can send MIDI files, if you have a computer, well, I'm sure you have a computer if you're watching this, but a MIDI player, you get MIDI files also, which will break it down even more, slow it down to the actual note, and do key changes. But I'm all about music in, especially instruction. As I say, I'm not a teacher. I got to um, keep giving. There we go. There we go. I am not a teacher. I am an instructor. An instructor who has. Oh no, no problem. Thank you for coming in. Be blessed and enjoy the holidays. I'm an instructor who has learned from others. My teachers were every song that I've had to learn in my past, where I had to learn every integral part, not just the musician's part, but the choir's voicing. Not a singer. I can't sing to save my life, but I do know notes. I have relative pitch. I can hear when a note is flat, sharp, or indifferent, and then go to the piano and play every part as just like it sounds on the album, as you saw me do with that MIDI file. I can do that in 3-part harmony and create sheet music. I've done my own sheet music. Let me see if I can pull up one of my sheet musics. Let's see. Ooh, sorry about that. I'm sure you heard that. Thank you, Original Posing, for coming in. I'm gonna see if I can pull up one of my sheet music uh, that I've done. Dude, is that it? Yes, this is what I did. Um, and I'm gonna pull this up on another page. We'll put it up on this page. Bring up this window. Dee, 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 dee. Where are you? Where are you?